Hey folks, this is Back to Nature with Tony Phelps. Working on a little project here, making fire starters. It's nothing new. I know y'all seen this a whole lot on YouTube. What I've done is I've just took a couple of like vegetable cans and stuff and made me a couple containers. One I put wax in, and the bottom one I put water in. That keeps it from getting so hot. And you'll need you a pair. I use these right here, and it works really good. You know, where you just pick it up, but that's got water in it there. Because that wax gets pretty hot, and it will catch on fire. So I wanted to show y'all. Excuse me. I'm working on these fire starters. I'll try to get it on close up where you can see. This is just cardboard, but I've cut into about 1-inch strips. What you do is you start rolling these up. Then I've got jute twine that y'all know you can use it if you fuzz it up. You can use it. It's like a flash tinder as well. You know, if you put a stripe to it, it's going to start a fire. So I take that jute twine, when you start rolling it a little bit, and then put a piece of that jute twine in there. That acts kind of like a wick. So then you just keep rolling it. And then when you get it on up here, and the reason I put 2 pieces is if you get out in the mountains or somewhere and you get out there for a few days, you can always, if you don't have enough of these in your pack, for example, you can always take and cut this thing in half. Then that gives you 2. That way it makes it last longer. So you roll that thing up, and if you can see here, I'll show you close up. It's got 2 pieces of jute twine. And I got a little piece of tape here that I'll put on it. That'll hold her together till I get my wax in it. It looks like it's all about melted. Sometimes just getting the tape on it's a job, if y'all know what I mean. When you got 4 thumbs and 6 fingers. But once you get that put together, you see, then what it is, it holds, and then what you want to do is, see, you could take and cut that. I actually got that over just a little too far. Let me try here like this, and I'll shove it down in there. So then when you pour your wax in here, fill all this with wax, and you let that dry, you can take and actually cut that right down the center. It gives you 2. But I always, and I'll show you, I've made several of these this morning. I'll give you a clue of what they look like. So I'm going to set these out, and I'm going to show you how we do this. Just bear with me just a second. You always use a container to pour it in, because that wax will just run right through it. So I just use an old egg carton, a paper egg carton. And then I take this wax, and there's something else too that works pretty handy, is this right here. Just an old pot holder with a handle. With like a glove. Then you get that out there, you see. But you got to be careful. That's hot. Really hot. Then I'll show you. This cardboard, the pasteboard, it acts just like a sponge. When you pour that wax in there, that hot wax, I can get down here where y'all can see me. When you pour that hot wax in there, it'll soak up that wax, boy, just like a wick. And then what that does, it really soaks it good. I'll show you here. Can you see it? Let's make sure you can see that. But I'll pour that in there and just soak it real good. You can see it, boy, see how it colored that cardboard? And I might even do it a couple times, just to make sure it gets in there good. And you'll have a little access in there, but that ain't gonna hurt nothing. I want to make sure that cardboard's soaked. Okay, I'm gonna set this back over here. And then while that's drying, what I'd like to show you is that. And then what you don't use, you just leave it in that can, and it'll just harden back up, and then you can use it for next time. So I'll show you then. And what we use a lot of time these fire starters for is when you're out in the mountains and everything's wet and rainy. You know, sometimes it's kind of hard to get the fire going. So when you use like those fire starters I just made, I'll put those in a Ziploc, a vacuum seal bag, and I'll seal them up, and I'll just put them in my backpack. That way I've got them, okay? But you know when you process that wet wood, you cut all the exterior away, and then you get to the middle, and you get some pieces, then you can feather stick it. Everybody knows what that is. I'll show you how I do that. But if you get some of those fixed up, then what can happen, you know, you give that thing, you get it feather stick like that, and you get that fire starter going, and it burns real hot. And it burns for quite a while. But what I usually do is just take this is a sharp little old knife, I'll just take my thumb and push it with my thumb. That way you ain't never pulling it back to you. Really not much to it, just feather them up like that, and that gives somewhere for that that little candle there that I made out of that wax and cardboard, something to get started to burn on. So you just go around and feather stick it. Get you several of these. Then when you get some, then you break me some the little twigs off of the pine trees that's up in the air, off nothing on the ground. You make sure it's up in the air. But you feather stick a bunch of these up, get them ready, and then I'm going to show you, if you take that, I'll get one of these fire starters I got out that I made this morning. I want to show you here. I'll see which one I want to use. Let's, I'll tell you what, we'll use this one right here. Let me grab something right here to set this on. And I'll be right with you there. Hang on just a second. See if I can get this where you can see it. Yeah, I believe you can see that right there. So what I want to do, see, now I've got two of these on here, but if you take one of these, if y'all can see this, and fuzz it up, you know that I got a little wax out there on the end, and it makes it kind of, hang on a second. I can get one of them. Got no wax on the end. Yeah, here we go. But if you take and fuzz that up, just start pulling it apart, and you can make it into like a little hairball. And then what that'll do is that'll take a spark from the striker. It just takes a little time to get it all fuzzed up. But once you do, even if your matches are wet, sometimes this works pretty good, and I'll show you here. And if I can get it all, once I get it all fuzzed up, y'all see how it's starting to fuzz up there? You just keep pulling it apart, twisting and pulling it apart. And the pretty neat thing about that is, if you've got a striker, now see how I got all fuzzed up right there? Now let me show you. You take that striker, I'm going to set that on this little pan right here. Then I always like to bend it down a little bit, because what you want to do is start it and then hold it up like this so it gets this wick part of I got the wax on the wick. So then you can usually, see how that started there? You hold it up like that and it'll get that wick started. Once you get that wick started, it'll burn, see? And then you can set that down right there and start putting your feather sticks all around it. You know, have your little board laying here and start laying these up there, and then you can get a fire going. And that'll burn really good for quite a bit of while, so I'm going to blow this out. We'll use it later. But it's that simple, folks. Like I said, this is just a short video. I wanted to give a tip of that. I seen my buddy, Lonnie, you know, he's done something that I seen there the other day that I really like, and me and my little girl, we're gonna get out and make a video of it. And he took an egg crate. I'll show you real quick. Which I thought was a pretty good tip. He took an egg crate like this, just an old paper egg crate, and he put a little bit of sawdust all along the bottom. Then he took some of that wax and he poured in each one of those. Then he put more sawdust and poured more wax till he got that thing up there full. And then once it dries, you can just break them apart, and it makes a really good one too. I watched him burn it there, and they last about 10 minutes, which is another good idea. Just one of the ways there, the little tips that we wanted to bring to you. And like I said, that's Lonnie at Far North Bushcraft, I think's the name of it. I might be wrong about that. I can't remember too much anymore, but get my age. But anyway, that's just a little tip there I wanted to show you about making a fire starter. You know, I know we all go out here and practice and know how to make a fire when it's wet. We can do that. But I can tell you something though, when you're out there and you're hungry and it's already almost dark and you want to get a fire started and it's been raining and everything's wet, well, it's nice to be able to reach in your pack and pull one of those out and get it lit up and then get that fire going pretty quick. It makes that old tea or coffee taste a whole lot better, a whole lot quicker. So y'all think about that and get out there and practice it a little bit and see what you can come up with and show it. Let us all see any new ideas you got. We love it. That's how we learn from each other. Like I said, this is Back to Nature with Tony Phelps, and if y'all like my videos, I'd appreciate it if you'd share and then comment. Tell me what some things you might want to see, and I'll try to put it together for you. Like I said, I'm here at my house now because it's kind of nasty out here in February. We got at least we got a little bit of clear. They're calling for some snow tonight, and I mean March, and we got some snow maybe coming in tonight. So I just kind of hung in the house here today. So, but anyway, thank y'all for watching, and I hope to catch you on the next one.